Libra, welcome back to the Renaissance Tarot. My tough cookie looking all this so yummy. Welcome to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy where I serve and I slay. Today, dear Libroski, I'm going to be doing your reading from March 8th to the 15th. And Mercury retrograde, it's okay. This is going to be your reading from March 5th. This is going to be your reading from March 8th to the 15th. Now, in this reading, dear Libroski, I'm going to be taking a look at your recent past, present, and future. I'm going to clarify your main challenge and get some final advice for you. I mean, it just happens. I don't know. It's either the Mercury is in retrograde or I'm in love. It's either one of them, you know what I'm saying? That I'm sometimes forgetting like a couple of numbers. Or, God forbid, I'm accidentally calling Aquarius a Gemini and they get all pissed off. And then they get grounded for the month of March. I'm a ground Aquarius. Aquarius is grounded for the whole month of March. They ain't gonna get no reading. You wanna see a reading? You're gonna be a member, you're gonna get paid, and you're gonna watch. I'll talk about that at the end. Broski, let's do some fist bump right here. Fist bump, some saying, and see what's going on for you. So, brand new deck. Let's see what's going on for my Libras. Okay, so Libra, your challenge is the Knight of Cups. Ooh. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Hanged Man. Okay. So for many of you, with the Knight of Cups, there is love coming in towards your way. Okay, Knight of Cups, there is love that's going to head towards your way. This is your challenge, Libra, because I see here something happening. There's actually a lot of things happening. The Death card, the Five of Swords. There is a situation here that's a challenge for you to either release or let go. We're going to find out more about this, male or female, doesn't matter, but we're going to see what this love is about, okay? Now, in the recent past, you have the Wheel of Fortune, Four of Pentacles, and the Justice. Do you want to see the Justice in this deck? I have to be mindful. Very hot. So hot. Sorry, broskis, there was the feminine they were showing, but you know what I'm saying? So, Justina, okay? In the recent past, it's a really nice deck. It's just that there is some parts of it I have to be mindful. Gotta use a marker. Anyways, in the recent past, Libra, there was a situation where someone here was closed off from you, okay? You were dealing with someone who was either emotionally unavailable or they were pulling back. But I will say that with the Wheel of Fortune here, when this person came into your life, I feel like that you knew this person was part of your life, part of your destiny. We're gonna find out more about this. Five of Swords, the Death, and the Queen of Wands in the present moment. There is a conflict here with possibly a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Scorpio here, Pisces, okay, could be an earth sign, also Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So there is a conflict. Okay, there is a conflict, and this conflict here, it looks like it's still going on, but I think that you might be initiating like peace with this person. There is something about you, all you want is just peace with this person. That's literally what I'm hearing right now. The Death card here could mean that what you are going through right now, you could be going through the dark night of the soul, you could be having an internal transformation. There is something that's really shifting within you. I think, Libra, you are really coming in terms of, you're accepting the fact that your own peace and your own happiness cannot be dependent on other people or another person. You're basically recreating yourself. There is something about you rebranding yourself in the middle of this chaos, Mercury retrograde. Okay, we're going to talk about this, but there is a conflict here that really needs to be dealt with, okay, with the Five of Swords. We'll talk about this. In the near future, you have the King of Swords, which is you, the Emperor, and the Four of Wands. So, in the near future, this is a very difficult relationship here, by the way, okay? So with the Emperor here, you could be dealing with an Aries here, male or female, don't matter. So King of Swords in this deck is actually very, very hot, so I'm saying. And then there is the Four of Wands. So could be also, for example, you know, like interracial marriage here as well. But with the Four of Wands, this is talking about you and this person really deciding if you really want to live together for the rest of the time. You know, if you really see also, you need to decide within you as well. If you want to if you see yourself spending the rest of your life with this person. That's something very important. Hanged Man, you're going to start seeing this situation from a completely different perspective. And the Tower and the Queen of Cups, I feel like there is a lot of emotions that are up in the air. That's why you're going to need to ground yourself, and I'm going to talk about this shortly. There is something here about a major realization and an epiphany. You're going to have this epiphany about this whole situation. You could be receiving a dream. You could be receiving a revelation, one way, shape, or form. We're going to talk about this and we're going to clarify. But I see here a perspective shift, a perspective change that's going to take place. So let's talk about this love coming in towards your way. Who is this person? We're going to find out now. So the Knight of Cups, Libra scheme. Let's see what this is about. Cutie patootie. Knight of Cups. Who's coming towards the Libra? Oh, okay. So you have the Lovers. I told you there was like love coming in. So you have the Lovers, you have the Star, and the Five of Cups. I honestly feel like here I'm seeing here two groups of Libras. I'm going to keep it very real. Some of you are going to attract brand new love for you. This could be something that you're manifesting with the Star. It's your hope, it's your wish. Something didn't work out in the past with somebody and you're wanting to release yourself from that and attract a new person. You could be attracting a Gemini or an Aquarius or any other sign. But also others of you, this is a situation where it didn't work out with somebody here in the past and you still hope and wish that you and this person could actually work things out. Yeah. Three of Pentacles here. There is also the Ten of Swords. There must have been a very painful ending here, possibly with the Leo here. Okay, you have the Strength, you have the High Priestess, could have been a Virgo also. So there must have been a situation that ended, and I think that you still want to work things out with this person. You do truly love them. And you may feel like that, you know, this was kind of a situation. It was a bummer. It was very disappointing. It was very sad that this person didn't really commit to you and it didn't work out. And you're still also really ruminating and reminiscing about the fact that there is an opportunity here that could still emerge out of this. These two cups that are standing behind this person is an indication that this person is really realizing, you know, they're going to realize, maybe they're in the process of that there is still an opportunity. That's why they're wanting to come towards your way. The Lovers and the Star, this is a wish fulfillment. This is like a manifestation here coming true. So you could be receiving a letter here or a love letter. I'm getting here a love letter being sent towards your way is what I'm getting. Love letter, okay? So that could be very significant. Now, in the recent past, this person, when they entered into your life, Wheel of Fortune, which is also the card of a Sagittarius, clarified by the Devil, Capricorn, Queen of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Now, and the High Priestess again at the bottom of the deck. You know, not every person that comes into your life that's part of our destiny, not everything is always going to be like easy, you know. It always comes with the Devil. Not always, most of the time I would say, you know, for the warriors, it comes with challenges. It comes with also this test. It comes with the fact that, you know, there is either a long distance situation that maybe existed between you and this person in the past. It could be also with the Devil that there might have been some kind of a third party situation. When you met this person, Libra, I strongly feel like here that this person maybe they were not still over a third party situation. Okay, and you must have addressed that. You are the Queen of Swords, you are the King of Swords. You must have addressed that. You must have talked about that. And I think that for many of you, there is something here about you waiting on this person, waiting for them change, waiting for them to really, you know, listen to you. This person was not listening to you. Very stubborn energy. Four of Pentacles. I feel like that this person was very closed off from you. Okay, there is something here about being closed off, holding it back from you, and then you have the Justice. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's talk about the Four of Pentacles. I feel like you did everything that you could to make peace with this person in the past. So the Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Cups, the Judgment, and the Sun. Could have dealt with the Leo and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so for many of you, I think that there might have been a third-party situation. I'm going to keep it very real. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm seeing here in this juxtaposition. So the Three of Cups and the Judgment, okay, and the Sun. The Judgment here talks about a decision being made, someone here having a revelation, having an understanding, epiphany. There was some kind of a realization, and I do strongly feel like here that what really was blocking or was holding this person back was a third-party situation. The third party could be a mother-in-law, master-in-law. It could be certain people from their lives. It could have been an ex. It could have been a job. But this person was also maybe hiding something from you, and they were not telling you that. Okay, so that's something that was very disappointing. So you have, how do I cover this? Let me see. Okay, so you have Justice here. Okay, so you have Justice, which is you. And I feel like you really wanted to balance things out with this person. You wanted to bring things, into equilibrium. You wanted to create peace with this person. So let's clarify the Justice. The Justice is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Wands, and the High Priestess. Again, spiritual intuition. Your intuition was telling you something about this person. I think that you knew that this person with the Knight of Wands. Sorry. It just comes to my mind. Sorry. If you're watching me right now, one of my members, I want to say hi, sweetie. She would always... it was the very first time. She has been a member for maybe 10, 11 months, and I love her so much, Gina. She would always say, isn't that the player's card? I don't know, you used to say Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands for the player's card, and she's a Libra, and you were right. This person was a player. I think this person, especially being a unevolved fire sign, okay, was possibly in and out of your life. Libra is what I'm getting, okay? In and out of your life. This person could have made a lot of promises to you, love letters. Oh my gosh, I just noticed this also. Do you see how she's Libra, Justina? Do you see how she's holding a letter in her hand and there is a heart? This person could have written a love letter to you. Love letters, promises, lovey-dovey, muji, you know what I'm saying? And I think that this person tried to win you over, Libra, and because you used to be a professional people pleaser, you fell for it, right? You used to be a professional people pleaser. We talked about this already for the past few months. So you fell for it, honey. But you are not a people pleaser anymore. Dude, you've learned how to really say no when you really need to say no. Because your no is as holy as your yes. So I'm saying, my Mars is in Libra. So now, in the past, I feel like that there was an opportunity to work something out with them. But I think something was out of balance. Could have been also some legal matters. Yeah, marriage. Four of Wands flew out. I'm going to talk about right now in the present moment with the Five of Swords, which is clarified by the Four of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles, and the Chariot, okay? Cancer energy. So Libra, I feel like that for many of you in the present moment, the conflict here is in regards to family, marriage, money. Somebody here could be going through separation. There is something about here, money distribution or whatever. You could be working a lot also, or you could be working towards your finances. You're debating. I think honestly, you are debating within yourself what to do with this situation. You might be kind of going back and forth when it comes to this person. The reason why is because maybe you are aware that there is another person that's in their energy, or this person may try to keep their options open, or they also have somebody else that they dealt with or they're dealing with. Six of Pentacles, okay? So the Death card here, I'm going to be completely honest, and it's a brand new deck. I'm picking up the energies pretty well, but I don't know what this could exactly mean for you in the present moment. I need to really clarify this to find out what the Death card means. I feel like this was a transformation, like a transmutation that's happening. And it's clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Strength, and the Justice at the bottom. Okay, so that's you, Justina. So Justice. Now there is a very strong Leo energy here, okay? Water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, fire. So I do feel like here that what's actually changing here is you just don't want to participate in any conflict. Some of you could be aware, maybe I feel like, some of you are aware that there is possible third-party situation, or maybe if you were to say something, or if you were to intervene, something here could blow up Five of Swords here is twice. There is a potential fear of a conflict. There is a potential fear of competition, and you don't want to participate into that. You don't want to get involved into a third-party situation here, so you're wanting to kind of step away, okay? Queen of Wands here, the person that you are dealing with. This person also can be very promiscuous. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Promiscuous, Queen of Wands. King of Wands also. Somebody here could be a little bit promiscuous, clarified by the Four of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Six of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. This person that you are dealing with, honestly, when it comes to marriage, and you know this, and I'm gonna just, confirm something here for you, and I must tell you the truth, Libra, because you are about the truth in your karma. You know what I'm saying? Libra, there is something about this person being fearful, avoidant, or dismissive avoidant, whatever category it may fit in. And anytime you talk about marriage, you talk about commitment, them kids, them sitting down, settling down, they hold back with the Four of Pentacles. They hold back. They just don't really participate. They don't really talk. They don't really negotiate. They don't really conversate. There is something about this person holding things back, and it makes you feel very confused. You don't know if you really want to go with this person or not. They have a fear of commitment here, maybe because something here didn't work out for them in the recent past. But I think you don't care about the circumstances. You're going to manifest. Knight of Cups, Five of Pentacles. You still are not giving up on this person. You want to step away from a conflict is what I'm getting. King of Swords, this is about you. Okay, King of Swords, not a gender specific. You have an important decision here to make, the Emperor. Clarified by the Page of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, and the High Priestess. Deep down, intuitively, you just know that you and this person are going to end up together. But this is going to sound cheesy. Patience is what you're exercising right now. Patience. You know what I mean? And then you have the High Priestess right in front of the King of Swords, which is again you. So you're being led. Look, King of Swords, in front of you is the High Priestess. You're being led by your intuition. Okay, you need to trust your intuition. You might be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities that are guiding you. And we did also talk, I think we talked about this on the membership side the other day when one of the Libroskis was asking about, I see these synchronicities and these like angel numbers and everything, confirmations all the time, right? Why is it not happening? And things like that. I've been so patient. Again, it's about patience. It literally, because a lot of times it's like we don't know how it's going to happen. It could happen in such an unexpected way. You know what I mean? So we need to really let go of the attachment to it, and it can be very difficult. But I think you are going to, in the near future, be very, very clear with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups and the Page of Wands that you will be ready for this person. You will be ready for them. But what you need to do in the near future is you need to really focus on yourself completely. There is something about this person's life changing. And I've picked up on this energy for a lot of signs. The person that abandoned you, if they're in a third-party situation, there is a lot of regret that's happening. There is something that's crumbling down. This is a very specific energy that I've been channeling for this Mercury retrograde. People who chose to be with a third-party situation, they are regretting. They are regretting big time for doing that, because I think that, if this person is really meant to be with you and that is something that you feel deep down within you and they know that too, the best thing that you can do sometimes is just to let them go. Let them go and let them try to find someone better than you. Let them go and try to see if they can really connect with somebody like you. So I feel like with the Emperor, you need to make a decision here when it comes to this person and be very determined in your mind how you want to manifest. You have to be patient, okay? You have to be patient. The Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. There is something about a brand new beginning here that could take place. But I think what's blocking this brand new beginning here, Libra, is also the past history between you and this person. This individual is also somebody that comes from a very bullied, what I'm getting with the Ten of Wands, they come from a very bullied and a very harsh, difficult background. The person you are dealing with, maybe for some of you, this person grew up in a very difficult household, and they have a lot of trauma, and they have a lot of, they did not maybe have the proper role model when they were growing up when it came to parents, especially to a father figure, okay? Especially to a father figure, this person struggled a lot. So here is the thing, healing journey may take longer, but there is something about awareness here. You could be somebody that could really help this person to heal, okay? With the Four of Wands, you could be doing a lot of shadow work within you. You could be someone, Libra, that you are really healing within yourself and you're letting go of the past here with the Chariot energy because you're ready for a brand new beginning. You're ready for a fresh start. So for many of you, you could be rebranding yourself and like completely changing your life and turning it around. I do strongly feel like here that with the Four of Wands, there is something here about marriage, and this relationship, this marriage after all, could be very healing for this person, okay? So they want to be healed. I think this person needs a lot of healing. They do. This person is also afraid of like physical affection. A lot of times, Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Seven of Cups and the Page of Swords. Yeah. And then there is the Six of Cups. There is this familiar feeling that you and this person shared a past life together. You have the Six of Cups. Anytime this comes up, it's always about a past person. I mean, that's literally what it is, And there is something about this person needing to heal something within them, honestly, and you know that. So Seven of Cups, the Temperance, and the Page of Swords. I feel like that your person in the near future, this Mercury retrograde is what's gonna do it to your person is, your person must be somebody that's also either spiritual or they know about spiritual stuff. I think, Libra, this person in the near future is gonna have some sort of an epiphany. If they don't change, there is something about drinking. Somebody here drinks or is a heavy drinker, or there is some sort of, there is something about like, also promiscuous behavior or like overly sexual behavior, something about, substance abuse and things like that. It may not resonate with everyone. Please, use your discernment. But I think that there is something about this person realizing they need to heal. This person could have also, what I'm getting? I'm already channeling for you. I think this person, Libra, might have tried to use different outlets or substances or things like that to kind of like, numb their pain that they have been feeling for so long. They need to heal. They need to alchemize and they need to really transmit that pain into power here in order for them to be with you. I think you would want to be with this person. You do want to be with this person. You are manifesting that. But you could be also becoming some sort of an anchor for this person's healing journey. And that's not going to be easy. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, I don't just sit here and shuffle cards and tell you, oh, rose petals falling from the sky. No, it's not going to be easy, but I do see here them reconsidering a decision here. Okay, why am I saying that? Because I do see here the Knight of Cups, and then there is the Five of Cups. So somebody here is feeling, someone here is deep in their emotions, and this person did wrote you letters. They wrote you letters. They could be rereading their messages. This person could be going back and rereading the text messages here. So there is a lot of memories coming up. There is a lot of like reminiscing going on. Mercury retrograde. So you have the Four of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the the King of Wands and the Six of Wands. Okay, not a gender specific. Take it as it resonates. So there is a potential always to work it out. Oh my gosh, this deck is so... Okay, so Four of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. This person is actually... This is their advice. So let me just cover it up a little bit like this. Yeah. So this person, I do strongly feel like here that they need to heal, and that's what they're going to need to focus on, okay? Four of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. This person is realizing that if they don't put in the hard work and if they don't heal, if they don't acknowledge what is it that they need to change? What is it that they need to work on here? There is something about this person, kind of circling back around and coming to the same place over and over and over again. And every time they come to that same place, they remember your words. They remember what you told them. You must have told them something about their healing journey, or you must have sent them a message. You must have brought their attention to something here that they keep coming back around and remembering. Honestly, you don't have any advice. What this person has an advice is them needing and realizing they need to work on something if they want to be with you and if they want to be happy after all. Honestly, I feel like your advice is if you are struggling with detachment, if you're struggling with detaching from the situation, how to nervous system regulation, breath work, maybe cold shower, shift your awareness. Whatever you put your awareness and your energy, it expands. Shift it to something that you want to think about, that you want to manifest. And it all starts from within. It starts from within us, know thyself, right? So it's going to be important for us, dear Libras, to focus on yourself, your own happiness, doing you. And, when you have set the intention, you have planted the seed, it will blossom in the appointed time. The prophecy will come true. But you need to focus on yourself, and you could be a catalyst for this person on their healing journey at a certain point. But the focus should be on you right now, especially in the middle of this chaos that's going on in the world and also in the energetic field. Because I think there is a spiritual warfare that's also happening, and we need to really ground ourselves more than ever. So this is what I had for you, dear Libra. And now I just want to conclude. Basically, what I want to say is I want to say thank you for being a great supporter, for always being here onto the channel. I know this is a little longer, but I'm going to keep it short for 2 minutes. But Aquarius is grounded. The sign of Aquarius is grounded, and the reason why is because they have been, the majority of them have been very unthankful, very ungrateful, complaining the whole time for 7-8 months consistently. Not to me. I don't tolerate any disrespect. I don't tolerate anybody coming into my channel and trying to, constantly whine and nag. I don't care if they judge me for my outfits, for who I am, or for my background, or, if they don't like me. I'm not here to be liked and to be approved, Libra. But when it comes to my work and how, selflessly I'm putting myself out here and I'm serving, and I'm even giving free bonus extended readings for them for their birthday, and they complain and they nag, that I'm accidentally calling them a Gemini instead of an Aquarius a couple of times in a reading. This is insane. This is insanity. There is wars. There is crazy stuff happening out there in the world. And all Aquarius is concerned about, the Renaissance tarot guy called me a Gemini accident, or you are being disrespectful. It's a lack of respect that you're not saying I'm sorry, whatever. Come on. That's why I'm going to shut it down, and I'm going to transfer the reading of an Aquarius, okay, into the behind a paid wall. They will pay $9.99, and then they will watch it. This is me also teaching people who are people pleasers, hint, hint. You need to set some boundaries and train people how to teach you. And you know what? An empath, or somebody who really cares and somebody who truly loves, like me and you may feel that you may ask yourself, am I being mean? Am I being disrespectful if I'm setting a boundary? No. You are healing your nervous system. You're reconditioning your body, and you are not putting yourself in a place where you are being underappreciated, where you are not being acknowledged, where people are taking you for granted. Listen, my time is very invaluable. I'm very, when I'm showing up here, I put my heart into my readings, and I put my soul, and I can't stand seeing consistent disrespect and ungratefulness. Trust me, Libra, I have seen so many people hating and so many people being trolling, whatever. I don't care. I am an alchemist. I'm going to transmit it and move on. But when I see, and I also click on their profiles and I see them being really mean and really disrespectful, why? And it's a general, international, cosmic, global reading. How is this supposed to resonate with everybody? You know what I mean? So, and my Mars is in Libra. I'm a quadruple Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo, Mercury in Leo, and also my North Node is in Scorpio, and my Mars is in Libra. What is Mars? Mars is the planet of conflict, war, aggression, tenacity, passion, right? And it's in Libra, so I'm going to be Justina. I'm going to be just. I'm going to be fair. And a lot of times you may think, it's not fair to the good Aquarius people, right? You know what? A good Aquarius people will also look at my situation and say, it's not fair to Arman. So we will sit here and we will respect his decision, and we will wait for him when he comes back in April. And they have said that in the comments. I've seen it. So why am I talking? Why am I communicating this in this video? Because it is important that we are on the same page. You hit the like button, you comment below, you leave positive comments, because, for me showing up here, and you could be a tarot reader too. Imagine you were in my shoes, right? And of course, people can say all kinds of things, but when it's about disrespect just because of my work and just because I may make a mistake, I'm doing 12 readings, 9 readings a day, and I make mistakes, it just doesn't make sense, okay? And Aquarius is grounded, so it could be any other sign. It could be a Leo. It could literally be a Leo. I just don't like ungrateful people. Be grateful for the water you have, for the phone you have, for your neighbor's Wi-Fi you have. You know what I'm saying, Libra? It's just not ideal to act like that. We're 29 minutes in, but I gotta talk to you for a second. And by the way, I got my teeth cleaning done today, Libroski, and I'm having my Invisaligns put tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm gonna sound kind of a little bit different, but I'm gonna do my best. Now people are gonna judge. Why is he talking like that? I'm not gonna talk like that. I wanna try. I'm gonna practice. It's gonna be a journey with the Invisaligns, okay? Them teeth. So anyways, Libroski, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, hearing my rant. But you know, gratitude is an altitude, okay? Let's just be grateful. Can we just be grateful? Can we just be grateful? I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.